20. Oh, this thing freaking lives, dude. It's an electric scooter with dynamic traction control and the world's first transparent display and boost mode. 48 on board. They claim it can hit 30 miles an hour from a standstill in under 4 seconds with its dual motors totaling over 6,000 watts of peak power output, while also giving us 55 miles of range from his 1,500 watt-hour battery pack. The GT2 is the top dog flagship scooter from the brand that's basically synonymous with the word electric scooter, Segway. So in today's video, we're gonna see if the performance of this electric scooter aligns with this nearly $4,000 price tag and how the 116-pound weight of this thing affects things. So let's get to it. And as you probably already know, the GT2 is basically the bigger brother to the GT1, which I already reviewed on this channel. So we'll be making some comparisons along the way. Dude, these are just the best boxes. And after you open up the box, the first differentiator on the GT2 is it says 2 here, as well as the color, compared to the silver you get on the GT1. And the battery pack is like 50% bigger on the GT2. This one has the folding mechanism up here, same thing as we see on the GT1. And dude, I am pumped to see this display. Let's check it out. Press that button to turn it on, it's green. Let's peel this little protective layer off. Oh, this whole thing comes off, I think, maybe? Oh, yeah, there we go. Dude, this thing looks futuristic. It's like a heads-up display. You can see your fingers like through this piece of glass. In comparison over here on the GT1, this is what you get on the GT1. Just a little bit different. But man, coming back over here, dude, this one just feels like something special. So we get the battery in terms of a percentage here. Shows us this in 2-wheel drive mode, speed, and then we get our settings over here too. Won't let us go to race quite yet. We gotta get outside to do that. I wonder if I could just twist the throttle to get this thing out of here. See what else we got in here. Got me twice, dude. This is an empty box. So the GT2 actually comes with 2 chargers. The GT1 only came with 1, and they are each 2 amp chargers, 57.8 volts. So the nominal voltage of this scooter is 50.8, I believe. Just like the GT1, we get the American plug as well as the international plug for both. And of course the manuals and tools, this little extra beneficial thing to help you get air in the tires. It is pretty hard to get to those little tire inflator nozzles on there. And pretty much the only assembly you have to do on this thing is put 6 screws in it. They go up here on the stem. Let's get this fighter jet on the charger. Charging a 30 amp hour battery pack from empty to full at 2 amps would take 15 hours. But since we get dual chargers, it only takes 7 hours to charge from completely empty to full. But since the battery ships at about 64%, we should be looking at about 3 or 4 hours till we can ride on full charge. So this scooter weighs 116 pounds. Oh shoot, which is very significant. A big portion of the extra weight is going to be in the battery. This is about 50% bigger battery on this compared to the GT1. But also you get a motor up here on the front wheel, so that's going to add a little bit more extra weight. We get 11-inch wheels, which in my opinion ride a lot nicer than 10-inch wheels. And they are tubeless, probably be much less likely to get a flat. Tires are CST 90 by 55-7 with tread designed to be ridden on the street. Of course, we get the double wishbone suspension with a coil hydraulic shock and an adjustable rebound knob right here. Double wishbone suspension is the kind of suspension you see on like a high performance sports car. Check it out. See how much adjustment there is in it. So that's all the way one way, and now with the rebound tuned all the way the other way, oh yeah, that made a difference. It's rebounding more slowly. Of course, you get the same hydraulic coil shock in the rear. It's labeled KKE, and you can adjust the rebound here as well. So there is an app for the scooter. Let's search for the new GT2. There we go. Turn it on, powers right up, and yeah, connects right up. Very smooth app. So the app actually has some pretty cool stuff. Like it shows you your battery percentage and how much mileage you have left. And there is this guard mode, which I'll show you in just a moment. I think one of the coolest things it has is power. So it's showing negative power right now because on the charger. Let's see what we can get this to peak out on when we actually ride it. Both the GT1 and GT2, you can turn off the brake cutoff sensors. So like if you want to do a burnout, you have your 0 start. But probably the coolest thing is the light effects. There's a few options here like screen brightness, turning on and off the headlight. But the cool part is the ambient lighting. And then you get all of these options you can choose from here. So to give you an idea, let's tap on the Midnight Shore. Does that kind of effect. There's the Hot Pursuit Tokyo, Fighter Plane Tail Flame, so it kind of looks like a jet. This one's called Just Dance, and there's quite a few. Let's switch the display to maximum brightness. Oh yeah, that made a nice little jump there. And of course this scooter has turn signals. Here's what they look like. And then brake lights as well. And up front the signals are like really bright and really high up and visible to cars. And they'll actually turn off after like 3 clicks. on their own so you don't accidentally send a false signal. Here's how you activate the signals, and it tells you up here on the dashboard as well. And you get this horn, which is kind of more of like a ding, 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 ding. And then on the GT2, you get an all-wheel drive switch here, as well as cruise control. And is that how you turn on the light? Okay, yeah, so you turn on and off the headlight like that, and then all-wheel drive, you hold. So it'll switch between 1 and 2. And then I guess just tapping would be cruise. GT2, taking a peek over here on the GT1. This is just a cruise, no all-wheel drive. And on the GT1, on the right side, you get a walk mode. But on the GT2, you get a walk mode and a boost mode. So we'll have to try that out for sure. And then of course, a quarter twist throttle. Of course, hydraulic brakes, some very nice thick levers. I really like these on the GT1. This might show the transparency of this screen a little better. Here's the rotors on the hydraulic brakes, and they are 2-piston hydraulic brakes. Red calipers on the GT2 compared to the black calipers on the GT1. Different color, but I'm pretty sure they're the same brakes. Same exact deck. Here's what a size 13 shoe looks like on there. It is all rubber and very sticky. Nice little place to put your heel too. Little place to put your heel? What am I talking about, dude? These scooters are huge. So for your reference, here's what a 6'5" dude looks like standing on this scooter. Feels perfect for me. Handlebar height is nice and plenty of room on the deck. See how little clearance there is there? That's what makes this extender useful. It says to run them on 50, comes at 21. That'll do it. All right, dudes, we got the GT2 here. We're gonna take it out for a ride, see what kind of range we do. I mean, it is a 50% bigger battery than the GT1, but twice the power. So I'm pretty pumped for this one because, you know, double the power, double the fun, pretty much. Let's roll. And dude, that display, man, it just looks so good. Check it out, you can change the settings here, turn the headlight on and off with the app. Man, this thing just feels cool. So the very first test we're gonna do is run it up to 20% grade. We're gonna do it on eco mode because it won't let us put it in sport for some reason for the first couple miles. Anyway, I weigh 200 pounds, dual motor, full throttle. Oh man, dude, on eco mode, this thing's tearing it up already, dude. 14 miles an hour. So plenty of torque on a scooter like this. Man, on eco mode, this, oh my goodness, dude, this thing feels like it's like all the power you really need, honestly. Still won't quite go into sport mode yet. So it's like you have to like ride these things for about a quarter mile, half mile until it will let you access that. So let's go ahead and see what it'll give us on eco mode here from a stop. So ready, go. Eco mode, dual motor. That whips us up to 23 miles an hour where it cuts us off right around 23, 24. I can feel the power cut back. And now that we reached 23, let's see if it'll go in sport mode now. Not quite yet. Let's see how far you gotta go. Just out of curiosity, let's go ahead and bump this thing onto one motor. So it's best if you come to a stop and switch between motors. So eco mode, 1-wheel drive, and ready, go. Oh yeah, dude, you can feel a significant decrease in the power. So I don't know, will you get better range on single motor or not? I've seen people leaving comments that it's more efficient running on 2 motors. I don't know though, you know, it's like running on 2 motors drawing twice as much power. Let's see if we can switch this to sport. Oh yeah, now we have sport and race mode unlocked. So 1 motor on race mode, it's, well, we gotta flip it on dual. So we'll flip that from single motor back to dual motor. And now after cruising around for about 0.7 miles, now we can move it to the race mode, and we'll try it on the 20% grade now. So on race mode, it's saying Segway dynamic traction control is off. So being that traction control is off, I bet you we can expect a little wheel spin. Let's give it a go on race mode, full throttle. Oh yeah, dude, that front wheel is definitely spinning up, dude. And that hit about 19 going up the 20% grade. So man, this thing do got the juice. So the app does show us our power output here on eco mode. Let's go ahead and give it just a little bit of zip here. See what it, whoa. Man, so it's kind of a bummer. There's not really a great place to like mount a phone mount on here. You could find one that would work and be compatible if you want to see your power output. There is the power bar on there, so you can see like it kind of ramps up your power, shows that green line there. But here it shows your actual wattage. So on eco mode, that's showing 3,200 and tapers off at 23. And on eco mode, it's saying we're gonna hit about 55 miles of range. Let's bump that on. Oh, not. Let's go straight to sport here. So sport, it doesn't change it actually. Still claims we'll be able to hit 55 miles of range. Let's see what we'll actually end up doing. We're gonna do a 20-mile route today. And man, sport mode brings us up to 30. And hydraulic brakes are feeling nice, dude. So in my review of the GT1, I noticed, you know, if you don't give it any input and you sit here for like a moment, it will go from whatever mode you're in into park. It takes about 5 seconds, which could be a little sketchy if you're at an intersection, you don't wanna lose power. So to prevent it from going into park, you just hold a brake lever. And if you hold the brake lever, it will not take you out of eco mode, sport mode, whatever mode you're in. You can see it just sits here. So when it is on sport mode, it does not show the Segway dynamic traction control turn off. You don't see that little red light there. So let's go ahead and floor it on sport mode, see if that front wheel spins. Oh, just a little bit, but not bad. And that's a pretty good launch there, dude. Now going around a corner on a dual motor scooter, you gotta be a little bit careful not to let that front wheel spin out on you. I could feel it actually kind of pulling a bit there. Watch, let's go around this corner here. Give it just a little bit of juice. Oh yeah, I felt it like spinning just a little bit. You got to be careful on the throttle. So let's see if it'd even be possible for me to show you guys the wattage here on sport mode. Try and hold myself in place here and also show the phone. I don't know if I can even do this. I'll just ease on the power. So showing 4,500 is where it peaked out there on sport mode. And I've got to say, this display is perfectly visible to me, even in a bright, sunny California day here. But let's see how that affects things if I put some polarized sunglasses on. Yeah, it dims it a little bit, but I can still see it just fine. So let's bump this thing up to race mode, get out here on the road. Oh man, it showed a little bit of red boost mode on there. Wait, did I hit boost mode? We'll get an official top speed and acceleration here in a moment, but let's kind of just ease on it a bit. Feel out what this scooter's got in it, dude. Oh my goodness, man, this thing's powerful. Showing 46 here into 47 into a pretty strong headwind. We'll get out the GPS and measure it. We're taking over the CRV, dude. So we'll get out the GPS and verify that top speed. So I think I had that on boost mode, actually. I don't know, I must have like been mashing some buttons here. But when you press the boost mode, you see that like light show up there. That's pretty cool. Man, nothing like just whipping around in traffic on a scooter, no problem. So let's get an official acceleration on this thing. We have it on race mode. I'm gonna tap boost and then we'll see what I can do here. So I weigh 200 pounds. Ready, go. 20, 30. Oh, this thing freaking lives, dude. So despite the 116 pound listed weight of this scooter, this thing freaking takes off like a fighter jet, man. And the power delivery is very smooth and linear. None of that box signal crap, dude. These are sine wave controllers. You can tell just how powerful and smooth this is. This is a Segway product, man. Some name brand quality here. Is it worth $4,000? I don't know yet. Well, we gotta spend a little more time on this thing. And I'm cruising here on eco mode, just realizing like eco is really all you need. And then also my other realization is just like how thick this like stem and whole assembly up here is. This thing just feels like pretty confidence inspiring. You know, it feels like this is a scooter that's kind of meant to handle the power that you put down through those wheels. Some of these things, it feels like, you know, the stem might just snap off under acceleration, but this one feels pretty sturdy. So once we start hitting higher speeds, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to hold my GPS to verify the top speed. Let's just see if the speedometer is accurate cruising. So it might actually be reading a little bit high, showing 25 on board and 21 on my GPS. 22 on the GPS, 25 on board. And it's saying 28 versus 24. And now for the most terrifying part of these reviews, we're gonna do a top speed run. Everything is on max, race mode, boost mode. I weigh 200 pounds, maybe a little bit of tailwind. Just gonna pop on this thing and go for it, dude. Ready, go, full throttle. Showing 30, 40, 45, 46. Tesla slowing down up there. Watch out, cars. And 48 on board. And it starts reducing our power at about 47, 48 miles an hour. My question is, are we going 48 miles an hour? The speedometer could be reading just slightly high. Oh my goodness, dude, this thing, when you're cruising at 35 on race mode and then just hit it, dude, it gives you that full blast power. The amount of torque that this thing has is incredible. Look at this. Again, man, brakes feel good, dude. Two piston hydraulic brakes. So when you got this much power and this much mass on tap, you're gonna want to have some braking force to back it up. Let's see if we can get a readout on the GPS going a little faster. So there is no steering damper on this scooter, but it does feel stable at higher speeds. Don't make me drop my phone, dude. Man, this thing just has so much power. Like when you're going 30 and you touch, oh gosh. when you touch on the throttle when you're going already 30. It's incredible how much torque this thing has. So unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually get an accurate readout on the GPS, but it does look like the speedometer reads just a couple miles an hour high. So after just 5.75 miles, we have wore the battery down to 81%. Effectively, we are losing range at about double the pace that is predicted. So we'll see what kind of range we end up with here. So just like the GT1, the GT2 also has cruise control. You just tap this button right here when you're holding it at a consistent speed. And you know, if you don't want to be hooning, you can just cruise control, dude. And to comment on the suspension on this scooter, I'd have to say in general, it kind of feels more like a sports car suspension where it's, you know, relatively tight and firm. You feel like a lot of the bumps and stuff kind of coming up through. Like you're insulated, but like it's like a firm suspension. It's not, you know, like a really bouncy. Some of these scooters I review, you know, it's like you're on like a pogo stick. This kind of feels like, you know, I'm in a sports car. So we're gonna go ahead and run up the California incline, 12% grade, 85-foot climb. See what kind of speed we can hit. And really, I've just been cruising on like eco and sport mode, but let's go ahead and throw it back on race mode, see how this thing does going up the hill. So the traction control is off. Gotta be a little careful on the throttle because it could spin that front tire out on you. You can hear it spinning just a little bit there. Oh yeah, all these dual motor high power scooters, man, like it's so fun though, dude. And for the California incline, full throttle. Let's see what kind of speed we can hit here. 25, still spinning out just a little bit. 37, 40, 41. I let off there a bit, man. Yeah, it's got the juice. So going down the California incline, these are 2-piston hydraulic brakes. Same thing as what's on the GT1 from all that I know. They feel great, man. These are 11-inch meaty, sticky tires. So a lot of times, you know, the tire is like the limiting factor on how much braking power you can put down. But these hydraulic brakes feel smooth, nice levers, they're good. You get yourself in a bit of an emergency situation going about 30, you're gonna wanna remember to use the left brake hardest. Oh man, we locked up there. Because you don't want to lock up the front brake, man. You'd rather lock up the back than the front. Though most of your stopping power is going to come from the front, so let's give it a bit of a grab here from about 25. Yeah, dude. These brakes are uber smooth and definitely plenty powerful enough to bring it to stop. Man, it's just so fun to play with the power on this. Like lean into it and floor it, it throws you back. Lean back, grab the brakes. Oh, yeah, dude. Man, dude, that front tire sticks, dude. These brakes are solid. You know, 2-piston hydraulic brakes. I don't need to talk about them too much. Oh, dude, this thing just puts a smile on your face, man. Skirt! Oh, yeah, dude. Front tire still spinning at 25. Dude, honestly, whether you buy this scooter or not, buy yourself a scooter, buy yourself an e-bike, buy something. Get out in nature more, man. It just feels so good. Be out here in the sunshine. You owe it to yourself, dude. Check it out, dude. Is that the OG Segways right there? Yeah, those are the OG Segways. I don't know nothing about the power this thing's got, dude. So that's another thing about Segway, man. You know, you buy yourself a Segway, these dudes have been around for decades. I think decades. I mean, these dudes have been doing it for a while. Let's show them what 6 kilowatts looks like. They're gonna be like, what in the world? So we're gonna head on home, see what the final range is on this thing. It's showing 55% right now, about halfway into our ride. But the GT2, man, this is a lot of scooter, man. Big power, big weight, pretty big price, man. $4,000 is the MSRP. You can see the current pricing and any sort of discounts down below this video in the description box. If you did want to buy one of these and also help support my reviews, if you bought through the link down below this video in the description box, that would help support my reviews. So yeah, man, comparing this, you know, to the GT1, dude, honestly, man, the GT1 is really all you need. Like, dude, that's like sufficient power and speed, really. The GT2, man, this thing is an absolute thrill, though. I really feel like the power on this thing is pretty excessive for most scenarios. I pretty much, like I said, you know, been running this thing on like either eco or sport for most of the day. Race is like just ridiculous, especially when you throw that boost mode on there. And obviously, you know, that's gonna kill your battery big time. So, you know, even though this does have 50% more battery than the GT1, it has double the power and 10 more pounds roughly of weight. So we'll see what the range pans out. I bet you would get better mileage, better range on the GT1 just because you have so much power on tap and extra weight on this scooter. I mean, if you can afford this kind of scooter, you know, I don't think that you can really go wrong with this scooter, man. This thing is an absolute hoon. This is a blast. And again, you know, it's from a reputable company that has been around for a very long time. See what kind of salt and pepper this thing's got left in it with 48% left on the battery. Race mode, not boost mode, but 30. Dude, the cars are so far behind me right now. Looks like it's showing about 43 on top throttle when we're around 46%. You know, one benefit of the weight on this thing is it makes you feel more stable at a higher speed, I think. All right, dude, just rolling up on 20 miles right now, exactly. Hour and 38 minutes of ride time, and been whipping around here in the neighborhood on race mode a bit. So I've really been between like eco, sport, race, kind of hopping around all day, and it's showing 31% on the battery. It says I'd get 16 more, but I mean, if I'm at 20 miles, what's 30% more of 20? Realistically, you know, maybe we'd add on about 7 or 8 more miles. Really, I don't know. It just depends on how you ride it, man. So the way I ride, I'd say, you know, I'd probably end up between 25 to 30 miles of range on this scooter. Now, certainly, obviously, you know, if you're not using race mode and you weigh less than 200 pounds, you'd do more. So overall, this scooter is freaking awesome. If you guys do want to buy one, buy it through the link down below this video in the description box. Support my reviews here on Juice Joyrides. However, if this is not the kind of scooter you're looking for, watch this video next and I'll catch you over there.